The massive circular chamber hummed with diplomatic tension, its polished surface reflecting the cold, calculating eyes of alien representatives from across the galaxy. Jay Park sat at the far end, his dark eyes scanning the room, feeling the weight of dismissal that hung over humanity like a heavy cloak. Humans were nothing more than a footnote in the grand tapestry of interstellar politics. The Galactic Council had long since decided that Earth's civilization was too young, too primitive to matter. Delegates from advanced species like the Crystalline Vortex Collective and the biomechanical Nexus Imperium barely acknowledged the human representatives. Jay remembered the briefing before this session. Earth's diplomatic corps had prepared meticulously, hoping to secure trade routes, technology exchanges, and recognition. But hope was a luxury they could no longer afford. The current discussion centered on expanding galactic resource allocation. Star maps flickered holographically, showing territories and potential mining zones. Humans were allocated a microscopic section, barely enough to sustain their growing interstellar colonies. It was an insult wrapped in bureaucratic language. Beside Jay, his colleague Mira Rodriguez shifted uncomfortably. Her fingers tapped a subtle rhythm on her datapad, a nervous habit that betrayed her growing frustration. They both knew the truth. Humanity was being systematically marginalized. The Quantum Accord, a critical interstellar agreement that would define technological access for the next decade, was being drafted without any meaningful human input. Species with thousands of years of technological advancement spoke in complex mathematical languages, their conversations a blur of quantum equations and computational probabilities. Humans were lucky if they were even allowed to observe. A representative from the Nexus Imperium, a being more machine than organic, turned its optical sensors toward the human delegation. The gesture was more a dismissive scan than a genuine acknowledgement. Jay felt a flicker of something deep within him. Not anger, not yet. Something more calculated. Beneath the polished exterior of diplomatic proceedings, something was brewing. Earth scientists and strategists had been preparing, working in hidden laboratories and secret research facilities. They understood that survival in the galactic arena meant more than just political maneuvering. The session continued, a monotonous drone of interstellar bureaucracy. Resource allocations, technological restrictions, diplomatic protocols, all carefully designed to keep emerging species like humanity in check. The older, more established civilizations had perfected the art of maintaining their technological supremacy. What they didn't realize was that humanity had been learning, observing, preparing. Jay's datapad vibrated softly. An encrypted message from Dr. Hana Kim, their lead research coordinator. The message was simple. Phase 1, complete. Those 3 words carried more weight than the entire diplomatic session happening around him. The alien delegates continued their discussions, completely unaware that the species they considered irrelevant was about to change everything. Humanity had been patient. Humanity had been strategic. And now, humanity was ready. As the session concluded, Jay Park allowed himself a small, almost imperceptible smile. The game was about to change and no one at this table knew it yet. The forgotten species was about to remind everyone exactly why they should never be overlooked. Outside the diplomatic chamber, Earth's most advanced research teams were completing final preparations. Quantum computing systems that could outperform entire alien technological networks. Adaptive AI that could predict and neutralize threats before they even manifested. Strategic innovations that would rewrite the rules of interstellar engagement. Humanity's time was coming, and the Galactic Council would never see it coming. Jay stood, collecting his documents. Another seemingly insignificant diplomatic session had concluded. But beneath the surface, something extraordinary was taking shape. The forgotten species was about to become unforgettable. Deep beneath the surface of a remote research facility in the Chilean Andes, Dr. Hana Kim worked with intense concentration. The underground complex hummed with a quiet energy, its walls lined with quantum processors and holographic displays that seemed to breathe with mathematical complexity. Her team was small but extraordinary. 12 researchers, each selected not just for their technical brilliance but for their ability to think beyond conventional scientific boundaries. They called themselves the Phoenix Project, a name that suggested rebirth, transformation, something rising from the ashes of previous limitations. The primary goal was deceptively simple: develop an adaptive computational system that could evolve faster than any known technological framework in the galaxy. But simple goals rarely translated to simple solutions. Screens flickered with complex algorithms, mathematical patterns dancing in intricate sequences. Lines of code transformed, merged, and reshaped themselves in real time, a living, breathing, digital ecosystem that seemed almost sentient. "We're close," Hannah whispered, her fingers moving across holographic interfaces. Her eyes reflected the blue-green light of the quantum displays, catching every minute change in the developing system. Outside the research complex, the world continued its normal rhythm. Governments remained unaware of the breakthrough happening beneath the mountain. Global political discussions continued their usual dance of diplomacy and tension, completely oblivious to the technological revolution being born in this hidden facility. The adaptive system they were developing was unlike anything previously conceived. Traditional AI learned from data. This system would learn, predict, and transform itself faster than any known computational method. It could analyze potential threats, develop countermeasures, and evolve its own strategies in milliseconds. Jin-Woo Park, the team's lead quantum engineer, approached Hannah with a fresh cup of coffee. The latest simulation shows a 98.7% adaptive response rate, he reported, his voice calm and controlled. Hannah nodded. Numbers were more than just data points. They were the language of potential, of transformation. Their work was funded through a complex network of private investors and strategic government allocations. No single trail could be easily tracked. Anonymity was their shield, innovation their weapon. The team worked in shifts, maintaining constant development and monitoring. Sleep was a luxury, innovation their primary fuel. They understood the stakes. This wasn't just a technological project. This was humanity's insurance policy. In an increasingly complex galactic landscape, prototype tests had shown remarkable results. The system could predict complex technological interactions, develop defensive strategies, and adapt faster than any known computational framework. It wasn't just an advancement, it was a quantum leap in technological evolution. "We're rewriting the rules of technological engagement," Jin-Woo said, more to himself than to Hannah. She understood exactly what he meant. Traditional technological development followed linear paths. Their system would be multidimensional, capable of understanding and predicting technological scenarios before they even manifested. The quantum processors continued their silent dance, lines of code transforming and reshaping with incredible speed. Each iteration brought them closer to something revolutionary. Humanity had always been underestimated, considered too young, too primitive by galactic standards. But in this underground facility, a different story was being written, a story of potential, of unexpected capability. As dawn broke outside, casting soft light over the mountain ranges, the Phoenix Project continued its silent, relentless work. The forgotten species was preparing its most significant transformation, and no one in the galaxy had any idea what was coming. The adaptive system pulsed, its digital heartbeat growing stronger with each passing moment. A technological child was being born, one that would soon remind the galaxy of humanity's true potential. The research vessel Horizon drifted silently through the outer edges of the Arcturus sector, looking like nothing more than a routine scientific exploration craft. No one would have suspected the technological marvel hidden within its unremarkable exterior. Captain Sung-Ho Lee watched the sensor arrays with calm precision. His crew of 12 was the first to test the adaptive quantum system, developed by Dr. Hannah Kim's team. They knew this mission was different. This was not just another exploration. This was a potential turning point for humanity. 3 advanced alien warships appeared on the long-range scanners. Typically, such a configuration would mean certain destruction for a small human research vessel. The Zorn Collective's combat ships were known for their ruthless efficiency, their technological superiority unquestioned in this sector. But today would be different. The quantum adaptive system nicknamed Phoenix Protocol came alive. It wasn't just a computer program. It was a living, breathing, computational organism that could think, predict, and react faster than any known technological system in the HFY galaxy. The first Zorn warship began its attack sequence. Massive energy weapons charged, preparing to obliterate the human vessel. Traditional human technology would have been helpless, but Phoenix Protocol was anything but traditional. In milliseconds, the adaptive system analyzed the incoming threat. It didn't just calculate defensive maneuvers, it predicted the entire combat scenario, developing countermeasures before the first weapon could fire. Electromagnetic pulses emerged from the horizon, not as weapons, but as sophisticated electronic interference. The Zorn ship's complex targeting system suddenly found themselves navigating through impossible computational mazes. Their weapon systems became confused, then completely paralyzed. One by one, the advanced alien warships went dark, not destroyed, not damaged, simply neutralized. Captain Lee allowed himself a small smile. No human lives were at risk. No weapons were directly fired. The Phoenix Protocol had solved a potential combat scenario through pure computational strategy. Back on Earth, the research team watched the live data stream in stunned silence. Their theoretical system had just become very real. The Galactic monitoring network would receive encrypted reports, fragments of information that would raise more questions than answers. A small human research vessel had somehow completely disabled 3 advanced warships without firing a single shot. Dr. Hana Kim reviewed the data streams. Each computational pathway, each predictive model worked perfectly. The system had not just defended, it had demonstrated a level of technological adaptation that was unprecedented. Sung Ho understood the larger implications. This wasn't just a technological breakthrough. This was a statement. Humanity was declaring its readiness to be taken seriously on the galactic stage. The Horizon continued its mission, as if nothing extraordinary had happened. No celebrations, no dramatic communications, just quiet, calculated progress. Across various alien communication networks, whispers began. Something had changed. The humans were no longer just another emerging species. They had become something else entirely. The quantum adaptive system continued its silent evolution, learning, predicting, transforming. Humanity's technological leap had begun, and the galaxy was about to be reminded that the most dangerous species are often the ones nobody expects. As the Horizon disappeared into the vast darkness of space, carrying its extraordinary secret, one thing became clear. The game had changed. Permanently. The forgotten species was forgotten no more. The Galactic Council chamber erupted in chaos. Holographic displays flickered with impossible data streams, recordings of the Horizon's impossible encounter with the Zorn warships. Alien representatives stared in disbelief, their sophisticated communication systems suddenly feeling inadequate. Sung Ho Park stood at the center of the diplomatic floor, his posture calm, his eyes revealing nothing. He was humanity's representative, but today he was something more. A messenger of a profound technological transformation. The Vortex Collective's representative, a being of crystalline complexity, projected its communication tendrils. Explain. It demanded, its quantum-based language translating into sharp, precise human words. Sung Ho simply uploaded a series of technical documents. Raw data that showed humanity's quantum adaptive system in all its revolutionary potential. No dramatic speeches, no confrontational language, just pure, undeniable technological evidence. Across the chamber, alien delegates began to understand. This wasn't just another technological advancement. This was a fundamental shift in computational understanding. The Nexus Imperative, a collective of biomechanical entities known for their technological supremacy, went completely silent. Their advanced scanning systems struggled to comprehend the computational complexity of the human adaptive system. Diplomatic channels across the galaxy began buzzing. Emergency communications, urgent data transfers. Panic mixed with a strange sense of anticipation. Humanity had been invisible. Now, they were impossible to ignore. Dr. Hana Kim watched the live transmission from her research facility. She understood what was happening. This wasn't just a technological demonstration. This was a statement of potential. The Phoenix Protocol had done more than disable alien warships. It had demonstrated a level of adaptive intelligence that challenged everything known about computational systems. Alien technological archives began reassessing human potential. Database systems that had categorized humans as emerging and primitive started recalculating. The computational models couldn't reconcile the new data. Sung Ho continued presenting information. Each technical slide was a hammer blow to existing galactic understanding. Complex mathematical models showed how the adaptive system could predict, neutralize, and transform technological threats in ways no existing system could comprehend. The Rai, Zorn Collective's military representatives demanded explanations. How could a small human research vessel neutralize their most advanced warships without traditional weapons? The answer was both simple and terrifying: computational adaptation beyond their understanding. Political maps began shifting. Technological restriction protocols that had limited human growth suddenly felt obsolete. The Galactic Council's traditional power structures were experiencing their first genuine challenge in centuries. Humanity wasn't asking for permission anymore. They were demonstrating capability. Communication networks across multiple star systems began processing the implications. If humans could develop such an advanced adaptive system, what else were they capable of developing? Sung Ho's final presentation slide contained a simple message: potential recognized. The chamber went silent. Not a diplomatic silence, but a silence of genuine, profound recognition. The forgotten species had just reminded everyone why they should never be underestimated. As alien representatives processed the revelations, one thing became crystal clear: the galactic landscape had changed forever. Humanity was no longer a footnote in interstellar history. They were becoming its next significant chapter. The Phoenix Protocol continued its silent evolution, watching, learning, preparing, and the galaxy would never be the same again. Sung Ho Park allowed himself the smallest of smiles. Their message was delivered, not through aggression, not through conflict, but through pure, undeniable potential. The final session of the Galactic Council would be remembered for generations, not as a moment of conflict, but as a moment of profound transformation. Sung Ho Park approached the central platform, carrying nothing more than a simple data crystal. Around him, alien representatives from dozens of advanced civilizations watched with a mixture of fear, curiosity, and respect. Humanity does not seek conquest, he began, his voice calm and clear. We seek recognition. The data crystal projected a comprehensive demonstration of human technological potential. Not just the Phoenix Protocol, but a series of adaptive technologies that redefined the boundaries of computational and strategic thinking. Holographic displays showed complex systems that could predict technological threats across multiple dimensional frameworks. Adaptive energy systems that could transform and redirect power more efficiently than anything previously conceived. Computational models that could solve complex interstellar challenges in milliseconds. Dr. Hana Kim watched the transmission from her research facility. Years of silent preparation were culminating in this moment. This wasn't just a presentation. This was humanity's declaration of its true potential. The Vortex Collective's representative tried to interrupt. Its quantum-based communication tendrils attempted to challenge the data. But the presentation continued unbroken, unstoppable. Each slide revealed another layer of human innovation. Technologies that didn't just match existing galactic standards. They completely reimagined them. adaptive medical systems that could heal across species boundaries, quantum communication networks that could transmit information faster than light. Alien delegates realized something profound. Humanity wasn't just catching up. They were leaping ahead. The Nexus Imperative's computational systems began recalculating. Their advanced algorithms struggled to process the technological complexity being demonstrated. Humanity had developed something beyond traditional understanding. Sung Ho's presentation wasn't an attack. It was an invitation. A demonstration that humanity was ready to contribute, to collaborate, to be a genuine partner in galactic development. "We are not asking for permission," Sung Ho said clearly. "We are stating our capability." The chamber went silent. Not a diplomatic silence, but a silence of genuine recognition. Technological restriction protocols that had limited human growth for decades began crumbling. The Galactic Council's traditional power structures were experiencing their most significant challenge in centuries. Dr. Hana Kim's team watched the transmission. Years of secret research, of silent preparation, were becoming reality. They had known this moment would come. They had prepared for every possible scenario. The final slide of the presentation contained a simple message: potential unleashed. Alien representatives began communicating. Emergency protocols, urgent data transfers, a fundamental reassessment of humanity's place in the galactic community. The Phoenix Protocol continued its silent evolution, watching, learning, preparing. Sung Ho Park stepped back from the platform. The message was delivered, not through aggression, not through conflict, but through pure, undeniable potential. Humanity had reminded the galaxy of something profound. Never underestimate a species that has been quietly preparing. The forgotten. Civilization was forgotten no more. As the Galactic Council session concluded, one thing became absolutely clear. The rules of interstellar engagement had changed forever, and humanity was leading that change. Not through conquest, but through innovation. The small blue planet that had once been considered insignificant had just become the most interesting civilization in the galaxy, and this was only the beginning.